$41.80. That's the invoice for 7 days of Claude code working a real backlog, not a demo repo. 26 of 40 real tickets shipped, 5 abandoned, every token metered. 7 days, 1 backlog, 1 honest bill, including the single ticket that burned $11.40 and never finished. Here's the ledger. This is the backlog. 40 tickets I was going to do myself this week. Bug fixes, a migration, test coverage, and one feature I'd been avoiding for a month. Nothing invented for the video. I handed every one of them over and logged what happened. Chapter 1. The rules of the test. 3 rules, so the number means something. 1. Only tickets that already existed on Friday. 2. Every session ran on the max plan, metered per session, with usage logged per task. 3. A ticket only counts as shipped if it passed review and merged. Nothing counts because it looked right in the terminal. And the cost surprised me, not in the direction you'd expect. The expensive line this week was not the model. Chapter 2. The invoice, line by line. Here's the bill. 11 million tokens in, 400,000 tokens out, $41.80 across 7 days. That's $1.61 per shipped ticket. But the average lies. 61% of the spend came from 4 tickets. The cheap ones were almost free. Small, well described, one file. The expensive ones all had the same shape. Vague ticket, wide blast radius, no test to prove it worked. This isn't a price list for tasks. It's a price list for how clearly you wrote the ticket. Chapter 3. What it actually finished. 26 merged. 9 needed my hands before they'd pass. 5 I killed outright. That's a 65% ship rate on work I'd otherwise have typed myself, and one of those tickets paid for the entire week. This one. JSON schema validation refactor. 14 minutes of agent time, 82 cents. I'd been putting it off for a month because it was tedious, not hard. That's the profile. Work you understand completely and simply don't want to type. Chapter 4. Where it failed. Here's the $11.40 ticket. Multi-tenant DB migration script. It kept producing code that read correctly, failed at runtime, then confidently repaired the wrong layer. 3 sessions in, I stopped it. The failure wasn't intelligence. It was that I couldn't give it a fast, honest signal for whether it was right. If you can't hand it a test that fails, you're not delegating. You're gambling with a meter running. Chapter 5. The honest time math. This is where the invoice gets misleading. 9 hours of my time still went in, writing tickets, watching sessions, reviewing diffs, against 22 hours to do the same backlog by hand. Net 13 hours saved, not the whole week people imply. And my hours, not the API, were the expensive line. So the real number isn't $41.80. It's $3.22 per hour of my own time bought back. Whether that's a bargain depends entirely on what your hour is worth. And that's the calculation nobody publishes. Chapter 6. When to hand it the ticket. Hand it anything with a clear definition of done. Tedious refactors. Test coverage. Migrations that end on a green suite. Anything where a failing test tells it it's wrong before you have to. Keep 3 things. Architecture decisions. Anything touching money, auth, or data you can't restore. And vague tickets. Write the ticket properly or do it yourself because you pay for the ambiguity either way. The tracker I used is free in the description. The ticket log, the per task cost sheet, and the review checklist. Run the same 7 days on your own backlog and get your own number. $41.80. 26 tickets shipped, 5 abandoned, 13 hours bought back at $3.22 an hour. That's the receipt. Next build, the same backlog, the same week, handed to a different agent. Subscribed is how you get the comparison.